Here in Canada, there's about a month to go until the new leader of the federal Liberal Party is crowned, and all the candidates are making their last-ditch efforts, pulling out all the stops to secure crucial votes. New numbers, though, released yesterday show nearly 300,000 Canadians have enlisted to pick the party's next leader. With only one debate left, everyone's wondering who Liberal supporters will choose to lead them into the next election. Joining me now is Marc Garneau. He is one of the candidates vying for the Grit's top job. He joins us live in studio. Wonderful to have you here in studio.
Nice to be with you, Sneha.
Thank you. So I want to get your thoughts. 300,000 Canadians, that is enormous in terms of support. They've all signed up as supporters. We're hearing now the bulk are from Ontario and Quebec, and nearly half, we're being told, are believed to be backing Justin Trudeau. So in your opinion, what does this say about the race, and what's your strategy now?
Well, the good news is that 300,000 is a big number. And of course, we hope all of them will vote. They have to register to vote. They have to vote on the voting day. And no more can be signed on now. So as candidates, we have to now work on those who have decided that maybe they prefer another candidate and try to bring them over to us.
So how do you plan to do that?
Well, there's still a month to go. I still have more policy to unveil. You know, ultimately, when Canadians decide who they're going to vote for, they're going to want to know what kind of ideas they have, what kind of substance. I'll also be doing a lot of touring across the country. So with all of that, I think, and the debate that's coming up, and we also have a day called the Showcase Day on the 6th of April when we make a final pitch. It's not a debate, but we each have 20 minutes to make a final appeal to the voters that we're the best candidates. So I'm very optimistic. I think I'm in a very competitive position. I think I'm in second position right now. Okay.
Can you shed any light on how many supporters your campaign has signed up specifically?
I'm not going to give you a specific number, but I'm very encouraged by the turnout to my website and also by the robocalling that we've done as part of our campaign, and also recent polls that show that after Justin, I'm the second choice. So I'm very convinced that I'm second position, and I've got 4 weeks to turn that into first position.
All right. Now, certainly in all of this, we've heard a number of policy ideas from you. Trudeau, though, has largely shied away from policy discussion, while you and other candidates have very openly discussed plans, ideas for economic policy, foreign policy. I want to get your thoughts. Does policy discussion really matter at this point, or is this race, not the election, but the leadership race, more about simply getting potential voters energized about the Liberal Party?
I think there's three things. One is getting Liberals energized about this upcoming election, and I want to pay tribute to Justin on that score. He's very good at doing that. I'm also connecting with Canadians, but he has been very, very successful from that point of view. That's one thing. Second thing is, of course, the substance issue. What are you presenting in terms of ideas? I think it's important because ultimately Canadians will want to have some idea of what each leader has as a vision. And the third thing is experience, because the reality is that on the 15th of April, the day after we choose our new leader, that person has to stand up in the House of Commons every day and spar with Stephen Harper and the government. They have to go out and answer questions during scrums with the media. The media are going to say, well, what's your position on this? What's your position on that? And finally, we expect the Conservative attack machine to get out there. So we need to choose the right person for that. I believe I'm the right person.
Now, when we look at national polls, we often see two very polarized groups in Canada, those who back the NDP and those who are very strong and enthusiastic Conservative supporters. So where does the Liberal Party fit into Canada today? Certainly the question is, what do you think needs to be done to rebuild the party, and what happened?
Very simply, first of all, we admit openly we've made some mistakes. Secondly, we tell Canadians there are no shortcuts. We're not the natural governing party. We have to earn that trust from Canadians. And finally, and the most important, is we have to connect to the issues that matter to them. I'm connecting to them because I'm talking about jobs. That's the number one priority, and Canadians are telling me that is what concerns them. So connecting to their concerns is really the way to win.
And when we head into this final few weeks of the campaign, one debate left, as you mentioned, in Montreal, March 23rd. Joyce Murray has seen a big push from the environmental camp. Justin Trudeau, there's always that celebrity factor there. What do you think Canadians need to know about you that perhaps they haven't heard already in terms of why you should be picked for the job to lead the Liberal Party?
Because I've served my country for 40 years. I have an enormous amount of experience in different fields, the Navy, the space business. I ran the Canadian Space Agency. I've had senior positions within the Liberal Party. Secondly, I'm putting substance out there, mainly focused on the economy and jobs. And if people go to my website, marcgarneau.ca, they'll see that I've actually undertaken to do certain things, very specific things. So those are the things that I'm putting on the table. Ultimately, I think that when the time comes, and they'll realize that the ballot question is who is best to take on Stephen Harper, I believe it's me.
All right, well, we will see, as you mentioned, a busy few weeks coming up.
Absolutely.
Want to thank you again for joining us in studio. Great to have you here.
Nice to be here, Sneha.
Thank you. Of course, that is federal Liberal leadership candidate Marc Garneau joining us here at our Sun studio in Toronto. We're going to